Hello and welcome to Freedom Care Warrior Project's Warrior Pursuits TV. Join us each week as we take veterans on outdoor adventures to show our appreciation.
Order. Ball out.
Today it's Friday. We just got up. The guys arrived late last night and they are preparing for qualifications for aerial target shooting. Everybody's kind of getting to know each other, but they're all excited and ready to get in the helicopter. We'll have safety training in about 30 minutes. We encourage them to do the best they can, be safe, but also have a lot of fun doing it. And the camaraderie, a lot of these veterans, there's 14 veterans here this weekend. Most of them do not know each other. So they're happy to meet another veteran, talk about where they've been. These events out here are not just for a group of guys that know each other to come out. They're for people that feel that they would like to experience something new, meet new people, and rehabilitate in a way that the outdoors, I think only the outdoors can provide. And so by doing that with other people and sharing those experiences, I mean, getting on a helicopter, not many people get to do that very often. And these guys get to come here and eat for free, fly in helicopters, laugh, have campfires, things like that. And so that's the reason why we do these events. We are staging the helicopter at the hunting area in the center of about 15,000 acres. So we woke up really early this morning. We're ready and loaded out to the ranch, and the guys have arrived. And the helicopter, we send 2 guys on the helicopter from the Warrior Ranch to hunt first. And so we've motored all the guys out to the ranch, and we're just ready for a fantastic day of aerial hog shooting. And the guys are ecstatic. We haven't gotten the first results from the first 2 guys that went out, but I know that as many hogs are around here, these guys are going to have a ball. When we're up around the barn or the shed there at the house where we stage the helicopter, that's almost like a campfire. These guys, when they get together and they start talking their lingo, their military lingo, where were you? What did you serve? Were you infantry? Were you ranger? Were you, where were you hit? And they're packing, clips and where's my ammo, and putting cool gadgets on their guns. I mean, they are in their element. But it's amazing to see just the load come off of their shoulders.
November 27th, 2012, I was leading a 6-man Special Forces patrol. I'd stepped on an IED that early in the morning, and immediately I knew what had happened. And my medic on the team and my team sergeant were there. They fixed me up. Combat controller that was attached to me, with our team, called medevac, and I was out quickly. And from there, I lost my ankle, below the knee amputation initially from the blast. Right leg had some severe damage, and then from there, this was in southern Kandahar province. And then from there, that's where my journey began. Was on that patch of earth down there in southern Kandahar, and it was just dismounted patrol and stepped on an IED, and that was it. A lot of struggle with an unknown infections and diseases that doctors couldn't figure out what it was, and they didn't have time for the results. So it was almost every other day. They would take my left leg and make cuts, a little higher and higher each day. So for me, it was just a matter of just hanging tough and trying to stay alive, and I had no choice. And, I was in pretty bad shape, high fevers, and the doctors were fighting an unknown infection from the blast. But once I got out of the hospital, I knew that I had to keep going. I have a family. I'm not going to quit. It's that mentality of being, a soldier and being special forces. I knew I could overcome it, and I knew nothing could stop me. So once I got out and the process, I would learn to walk. I would have a surgery, and then I'd learn to walk again and another surgery. So it was frustrating at times, but I knew it wouldn't last. I knew eventually I would overcome, those challenges and obstacles. And so, like I said, perseverance, is probably the biggest, I guess, trait I need to really focus on, and discipline, to keep doing physical training and being motivated, and I saw a lot of younger soldiers in there with multiple amputations or single amputations, and I was probably one of the oldest service members in there in our rehab center, and a lot of them looked up to me, and so which made me work even harder. So I knew I couldn't quit, and I had to show these other guys that they had to keep going, and it wasn't the end of the world. We learned to live with our new lifestyle. We had to adapt to that. And places like this, it gives us the opportunity to work through that, and find new challenges. And it's like I said, it's that spirit of just never quitting. It is amazing to find out that there are people that are very generous to offer that to service members and veterans and their families at no cost. There's some great Americans that do this, and that in itself, like I said, it's amazing to me that those options are available for getaways, reconnecting with other veterans, getting to know veterans, and establishing that bond. There is that bond that we create in the service that can't be found anywhere else. But to come here after our time in the service, and recreate that connection with other folks that had served as well and who are still serving, it's incredible. There's nothing like it. So to be a part of that here, it's an absolutely amazing.
We've got some pigs down we need to recover. This is a really good time because we load the guys up in the Polarises and we go out and they get to think about where they were in the air. We know the ranches, but we say, well, were you over here? Were you over there? And it just gives us a chance to kind of tour the ranch on the Polarises and get to know them a little better. And they're looking for, the hogs. So we have a few more hogs to recover. We're gonna go recover these pigs and we're headed to the Warrior Ranch.
I'm a stranger to the light as I slip these bones down into that night. I bring my back into the night. The hammer slowly takes my life.
I was leading patrol through Tangi Valley in Wardak Province, Afghanistan, back in 2009, and it just happened to be the guy in front stepped on an IED and the guy touched it off, and it threw me around a little bit, and took the medevac a little while to get in. I think it took about 45 minutes before I got picked up, and they took me to the next closest place and put me out. And I woke up about 3 days later in Walter Reed, and I spent about a year there going through rehab, and then eventually came to San Antonio to start the retirement process. I was inpatient for about a month, going through surgeries and getting my finger amputated and my hand, all the bones and everything in the right places, getting a lot of shrapnel out, and getting just patched up, and going through the rehab with that. Yeah, that for me, I was one of the first ones injured on my deployment, and so I spent a lot of time kind of almost like on the family side, where I was just worried about what was going on over there, And it's you don't usually get to see that side of things, and because you don't know what's going on with them, and you're worried about them, even though you're sitting here in the hospital bed, but you're worried about what's going on with them the whole time. They induced me into a coma for 3 days and sent me through Germany and then over to Walter Reed. And I woke up on Christmas Day, actually. I was in the hospital for a month, and where they were just doing surgeries every day, every other day, you know, just clearing stuff out and waiting for swelling to go down, and so they could do it again. One of the reasons you miss your guys so much is because you bonded and gotten close, you know, and you do that through shared experiences. And you know, I don't mind taking the hit and get, you know, if it's helps someone else, keeps somebody else from doing that. But then you're over there and you're worried about them the whole time, and then you get to somewhere like this and you run into other people that are in that same situation you are, where they got hurt and taken out of it, and they've been through all the same things. It's that bonding experience again. Even though you did it separately, you still have a bonded experience, and you come together and you talk about it, and you talk about, you know, if you're having some issues or something, you can discuss it with other people who know about it. And yeah, it's just a good experience. You never really get used to people being so generous, you know, and providing something like this for people they don't even know. And it just, I don't know, it's kind of mind-blowing when you come through the gates and see all that. And, you know, you see, I came in kind of late and I saw the fire going, everybody standing around it, and it's just, I don't know, it's like coming home, I guess. It just feels good to get back with the guys, I guess. Yeah, it's like, you know, they say when you get to really know people and you get comfortable with them, nobody has to say anything. You don't have that uncomfortable silence, you know? Yeah. And it's kind of like that, you know, everyone can just kind of hang out and sit around and just, most of us never met each other before. You know, you just sit and enjoy it.
All right, let's go to work, Bone. All right. With my snow, no sunshine, I'm a stranger to the light. As I slip these bugs down into the night, I bring my back into the night. The hammer slowly takes my life, and I'm a slave to a whistle buzz till the day I die. Well, I'm just breathing, I'm black, breathing in, breathing out again. Sick the way to make it till the walls cave in. I die quick while the rich get rich, and I'm breathing, I'm black, breathing in, breathing out again. Breathing out black, breathing in.
Yeah, I've been impressed with it, the setup and everything. I mean, we didn't know all that coming in. We just kind of knew of the opportunity. It's not excited, and we were just, that's why we're willing to drive out so far, because it was a great opportunity. And I mean, it's a great environment having all the veterans here and everything. Like everyone kind of, it takes a while to kind of get to know people, but everyone's very friendly and easy to approach. And I mean, it's just been a good, relaxed environment, doing things that we're all kind of comfortable doing, being the shooting and stuff like that. So the wounded soldiers out here, it's like, it makes you realize like the larger scope of what you're a part of. Like, you know, like he touched on, like everyone in the military is busy. Like it's just that constant training, but then it's like you kind of get short-sighted as to what your role in the whole thing is, but seeing everybody, talking to people from different branches and come from different backgrounds and stuff, and just seeing the support, it makes you realize that you're really part of something bigger. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely been good.
Oh, it's awesome having their support, and just being outdoors with a great group of guys and women. And I grew up hunting, and it's good to get some time off work and come enjoy ourselves out in the outdoors.
For one, it's really awesome to see the continued civilian support, especially, you know, as both the Iraq and Afghanistan conflict kind of drag on. You know, it's kind of natural to see people get a little tired of it. But you know, coming out here and seeing the support that they're providing it's really cool to see. And then as far as having some of the older veterans here, you know, you can be separated by 30, 40 years as time in service, but everyone speaks the same language after about 10 minutes of getting to know each other. So it's you know, it doesn't take long for a group of guys who don't know each other, separated by age, to be sitting around the campfire talking like friends. Especially when they come back injured, they spend a lot of time in hospitals and away from their units, away from their friends. So when they get a chance to come out to a place like this, even though maybe not around familiar faces, again, 10 minutes into talking, everyone's speaking the same language.
deployed to Kirkuk, Iraq, and I was in an up-armored Humvee. Was the lead driver, had a mine roller in the front, and we went into a village late at about 2 in the morning, and we raided it, came out, and I guess I don't remember anything. Everything was, there was nothing left of the Humvee. Everybody was thrown, and I was the worst injury. My squad leader lost one leg below the knee, and I woke up 2 weeks later in Walter Reed, but was at Walter Reed 3 days later. My mouth was wired shut and had multiple face injuries. Not a good way to wake up. Definitely the worst part. Noticed my legs were missing. I didn't even remember being in the military. My squad leader was also there. He came in and pretty much reminded me, started telling me everything, and then it started to come back. And pretty much I was at Walter Reed for 2 months doing my leg amputees, and then went to Tampa, Florida for my TBI and brain injuries. And then I got transferred to San Antonio for all my rehab to get fitted for my legs. And that whole process was 2.5 years. And I have a lot of bone growth in my limbs, so they never really got me fitted comfortably to walk full time. So I just retired out and then went to Hanger Prosthetics, and they fitted me, and that was in August of 2010, and I've been walking since. It's a great feeling to especially come through the gate that says Warrior Ranch. I mean, especially, we feel like warriors, and then to come through the gate that says it, and then to be able to get back on a helicopter. I mean, we rode around on helicopters, and then to get to shoot out of it, it's the first time I got to shoot. And then the way they were whipping it around out there is kind of takes your breath away, and then to start shooting it, it feels good. I think it's great that you all combine the civilian with the military and to show them how the funds go to helping what you all are the cause of what you're all doing. And that probably means a lot to the civilians that are funding it too. Yeah, it's good to get with other soldiers that are injured also to help motivate and keep the spirits high, and just to let each other know that just to keep going and then not quit. And I've been hunting and fishing through a lot of organizations, and I mean, anything's possible, I believe. So I mean, they have tank chairs, and they make all kinds of adequate stuff to let any veteran or disabled person be able to get out and do anything. So I believe that if you want to come outside or get outdoors and make it happen, then it's possible.